As you can see, I have a 3 and a 5 here. Is that correct? The white one, I mean the yellow one. What does it say in the middle between warrior and normal?
Tuner.
So if I have a 3 tuner and a 5 non-tuner, how many stars does that give me? Good. Because 3
Tuna.
yeah, because 3 plus 5 make 8. And that's how you make a white card, a synchro monster. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a bit of a unique video as this was completely unplanned. So let me explain. The reason we haven't done the draft yet is because a certain somebody has never used anything beyond GX era cards, specifically Brielle, and as such, I need to explain to her how to synchro summon so that we don't have too overwhelming of an advantage. We tried to do this at an earlier date, but we got busy, people got lives, and as such, it got a bit difficult to teach her. But at this point, I've decided okay, it's not fair to her if we all know this mechanic and she doesn't. And as such, I'm going to teach it to her here. So, what you see before you is the deck that I took with me in the final episode of the 5Ds era Legacy of the Duelist series. So, episode 23, or start of episode 24 before I altered it. What this means is that I will not have access to a lot of the super power cards that Brielle will have access to. In addition, this is a deck that I am very familiar with, that I know how to use front to back. There is no aspect of this deck that I do not know. I had a lot of practice with this deck, and as such, it'll be very easy to explain things to her. Don't get me wrong, this deck may not be anywhere near as strong as the deck I'm currently playing in the series, being this one. Matter of fact, this deck will absolutely murder this deck here, and it wouldn't even be a challenge. But besides all that, I'm going to explain why I'm using this deck. Well, this deck was created with the 5Ds era in mind, and as such, I am using a deck that has the intention to just summon Synchro Guys. Summon Synchro Guys and mess everyone up. That is the end all be all plan. These are not the best synchros in the game. These are some of the best synchros at the time of 5Ds, some of them. But for the most part, there are much better synchros that I could be using. And that's the point. I want to use a deck that's at least comparable to what we have in the draft, because the draft is very powerful. Very, very powerful. However, if the whole point is to teach her how to synchro summon, I might as well use a deck that's weaker than hers. Because this deck, if I took this deck into the draft, I'd probably lose every round. However, I do know how to use this deck quite well, and as such, I have faith in my own abilities to actually pilot this deck, take it to victory, and so on. I'll begin with my choices. Toon Warrior is because it's a warrior and a tuner. That's it. The level 3 is regardless, and the level 3 only exists so that I could use Goyo Guardian. Otherwise, it would not even be in the deck. Cyber Dragon because it's a special summon. The Tricky because it's a special summon. And a special summon plus a normal of a tuner is a synchro for an 8 or a 7. Parshaft because you gotta draw one. DD Assailant because it's just a really strong normal summon. Armored Bee is a non-destruction method to out a monster that is a blue eyes or weaker. Breaker is just another Amnesty. Sacred Crane, so that if I special summon it, I draw another card. The idea with this deck is we special summon a lot and draw cards. That way we can build up the combo pieces into our hands in order to do our crazy synchro plays. Mystic Tomato is a great opening act to get us into a tuner or into a non-tuner depending on what we need at the moment. Goblin Berg, while it's typically used as XC's fodder, in this deck is used as synchro fodder simply because it can get me a level 7, get me a level 6, and those two numbers are already good. 6, well, I don't have the strongest level 6s in the series because I was playing this deck using Legacy of the Duelists cards. I can't say that I have an overwhelming advantage, but what I can say is that I have a deck that it's at least competitive for the sake of the campaign, not for the sake of the draft. She's not here yet, so I'm going to give her a few more minutes, and if she doesn't show up, she doesn't show up. Dark Resonator for that Fiend Tuner usage. Again, it's just because it's a tuner. The fact that it can't be destroyed by battle once per turn is fair enough. Marauding Captain, because it's a free special summon, and if I have two of them, Marauding Captain lock, it can't be attack, which buys me enough time to hopefully then make some synchro plays later. Sandgun, because it searches our tuners, or it searches the non-tuners, whatever I need in the moment. Card Trooper sets up the graveyard for Call of the Haunted, and when it dies, I draw a card. I don't need to explain why Card Trooper is good. It has its use historically. I'd rather have Card Trooper and triple Machine Dupe, but beggars can't be choosers. Two Dark Tinker. Again, it's just a tuner, and this thing allows me to cycle through the deck, maybe get to my power cards more quickly. Cyberstein to close out the games. In Legacy of the Duelist, I ended up using Cyber End because it does piercing. I didn't use Cyber Twin. Thinking about it now, I probably should have used Cyber Twin, but Cyber End is still just as good. Raigeki because it's a good card. Feather Dust Circus is a good card. Reinforcement of the Army to search Marauding Captain for a free special summon, or Toon Warrior for the Goyo Guardian. Soul Taker, for same reason, I don't have access to 3 Raigekis in that game. Reborn is a free special summon. Brain Control, take an opponent's monster, use it to synchro. Back Row Destruction, always nice to have. Scapegoat, because it gives me a bunch of levels. Enemy Controller, same thing. I can use it to synchro, I can use it to save my monster in a split second. There's a lot of ways to use Enemy Controller. Supply Squad to keep generating cards in my hand. This is 5D's era, so the game is slow enough that it is still a usable ability. Clock Tower Prison to get out. It's just a get out of jail card. It's not free, mind you. I have to stall for 4 turns. But if I can stall for those 4 turns, which I could with Triple Mirror, 4 Scrap Iron, Scarecrow, Torrential, and Fiendish, I could get out of it. And the Call of the Haunted to revive any of the broken Synchro guys, or any tuner to make a broken Synchro guy. The side deck was just generically good cards that helped at any point in the campaign and likely will not factor into the main game that I'm going to be playing. Anyways, save the list. You now have your new, like, kind of disgustingly thrown together synchro deck. Not really designed to be amazing. That's on you. Copy link address. We're going in for the practice round.
I have a lot
Hmm? What happened?
How to open an umbrella.
Why do you have so many tabs? Okay, you're in. Why are you called Baja Panty?
Huh?
Are you Baja Panty?
Am I who?
Okay, your Calvin is bald. Someone else joined the link.
What?
I'm serious. Anyway, so just so you know, you're going to have a complete advantage because I am not using the deck I'm using for the actual event. I'm using my Legacy deck. Do you know what that is?
No.
Good. So in a sense, the Legacy deck is a very, very special deck of mine that I used from February all the way to September of last year. And as such, it holds a special place in my heart. As you can see, I have a 3 and a 5 here. Is that correct? The white one, I mean the yellow one. What does it say in the middle between warrior and normal?
Tuner.
So if I have a 3 tuner and a 5 non-tuner, how many stars does that give me? Good. Because 3,
Tuna.
yeah, because 3 plus 5 make 8. And that's how you make a white card, a synchro monster. Cool? And I can stop you from using that altogether. And end phase, Stardust effect, to revive itself. It's your move.
How do you kill it?
Beat it up.
Oh. Oh.
You can read it too. The reason synchros are so strong and game breaking is because they are a mechanic, wherein I have access to a super powerful card at all times without needing to actually draw it. Same goes for you. Don't be fooled. While I do not have any banned cards in this list was something that I used for many months and know everything about. You're up. So what do you think of these synchro guys? Why? You have them too.
um, I still hate
Is it because they're white?
it. What kind of white? Is it like the Calvin white?
No, these guys are whiter, okay?
I,
They're whiter. Like burn
I
victim
hate
white.
Drake. I hate Drake because he's white.
Isn't wait, I thought Drake was an African rapper.
Now he's white. He's
Okay, I haven't actually watched a Drake music video. I just heard some of his tunes on the radio.
white.
So I don't actually know what the guy looks like. I'm not gonna lie.
Devin showed you.
Oh, now I know who Drake is. Anyways, keep going. Just keep playing. You're doing fine. Oh shit. See, this is how you kill a synchro. If you make it face down, I can't stop it. Therefore, if you have something like Dark Hole or Rageki, I can't negate the destruction.
Oh yeah.
Please tell me that was part of the plan. Bria, please tell me you have a way to kill my Stardust Dragon. You don't, do you? Okay, keep playing. So you had no plan. Magnificent. Actually magnificent.
How are you hitting
Read what my angel guy does.
me?
And why are you asking how am I hitting you? I'm not. You're in a different state.
Can you use a purple card on the white card?
Yes.
Okay.
You still need to make sure your purple guy stays alive, mind you. Because you suck. That's why. But it's okay. You're learning. You know, you should have the advantage over me. I don't have any ban cards in here. My list is 100% legal. Yours, on the other hand, not so much.
Oh,
What? So you're probably asking yourself, why is it that I can't hit him? Well, that I can't block him? Well, you see, there's this really fun mechanic called piercing. You have MST, don't you?
what does that do?
Read it! You gotta read shit, okay? You gotta read.
How can you use it?
this. I believe in you.
How do you even use the tuners?
You gotta summon them. They're just like monsters. You just summon them.
Oh, just summon. Do you just summon them at the same time?
Well, you gotta have a tuner and a non-tuner to use the tuners, and then have to add up to the correct number of stars.
But what if you kill them?
Then they're dead.
We can't have a white card?
And you can't have a white card unless you have a tuner and a non-tuner and their stars match up. Okay? You can't start. That's offensive. That's an offensive word. Keep going. Howdy, you're running out of time. Okay. You see how I have a tuner? This is a non-tuner. This is me being mean. And this is how you synchro summon. A 3 plus 2 equals what number?
5.
5! Good card. Your turn. Now you're probably wondering, why am I so low on life? Well, you see, because you do not appreciate your life. And people who don't appreciate life do not deserve life. Oh, shit. No. Son of a bitch. Now you're probably wondering what this scarecrow thing does. It's kind of cool, ain't it?
Yeah.
I think you just lost. I legitimately think you lost. And once again, I can just synchro. 2 plus 2 equals?
4.
Exactly. And this should be the end of the game. So how did it feel to learn how to synchro? How did it feel?
I, I don't like it.
Why not?
It's, no, it's not fair.
It is a very fair system. Why is it not fair, according to you?
Because I missed when there wasn't a white card.
And that right there is the sentiment of 90% of people when these things first came out. Don't worry, you'll get used to them. Oh my god, I'm gonna. You know what's messed up? You know what's messed up? The fact that you're not wrong. Anyway, do you at least know how to synchro summon? How do you synchro summon?
Yeah, use the tuner and the non-tuner tuna, and it adds up.
Okay, so if you have a level 2 tuner and a level 4 non-tuner, what can you make?
6.
Congratulations, you know how to synchro summon.